Hey guys, and welcome to my tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make these little boots. They're meant to be Christmas ornaments. Obviously they're not Christmas colors, but of course they're customizable to make any color that you want. It's a really easy pattern that you can make for a Christmas ornament for your Christmas tree. So I'm excited to show you how to make these. Let's get started. I'm going to start with the materials. Now you can use, like I said, you can use any color that you want. So if you wanted to use red and green, that would be totally fine. The colors are 100% customizable. I'm just using pink because it's going to be easiest to show you in the tutorial, just to see the stitches and everything. So whatever color you want, I'm using pink. Then you're going to need scissors to cut. You'll need a crochet hook. I'm using a size G, and optional, you can have a needle for sewing in your ends. So we'll get started here with a loop for our hook. As always, same way we do this. Okay. Now we're going to start with a chain 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to chain one more for our turning chain. So we're chaining 11 actually. Now we're going to double crochet down the line here, but we're going to skip that first stitch that we did. So the 11th chain we're going to skip. We're going to go into this one right here and do a double crochet. Now all the way down the line, we're going to repeat that and do 10 double crochet. Just like that. So if you want, if you're following along, pause the video here, work your 10 double crochet down the line, and I'll meet you back here when you've gotten to the last stitch. Alright, just finished my 10 double crochet here. Now what we're going to do is chain 3 to start our next row. So 1, 2, and 3, and then we're just going to turn our work. Now we're going to do 5 double crochet down the line, and this is going to count as one of our double crochet, this chain 3 here. So it's technically 6, but we're double crocheting 5. So we're going to skip this stitch right here where the double crochet is, because that counts as one, or where the chain 3 is, because that's what counts as one of them. So we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we have 6 in total because of that chain 3, but 5 double crochet in itself. Now we're going to slip stitch into the last 4 chains along. So we're going to go into this stitch here and slip stitch. That's 1. That's 2, 3, and the 4th stitch is kind of on the side here. We're just going to slip stitch like that. Now we are going to chain 1 and turn our work. So now what we're going to do is we're going to half double crochet in the next 4 stitches along. So these stitches are going to be a little bit hard to get into because we've just slip stitched. But if you can manage to get your hook in there. That's 3, and sometimes it's just easier to go underneath, which is fine as well. That's 3 there, and 4 right there. Now we're going to slip stitch in this next stitch along, just like that. Now we're going to do 5 double crochet in the next stitches along. 4 right there, and the 5th stitch is going to be right into that chain 3. That 5th double crochet is going right into that chain 3. So that's kind of what it looks like at the moment. Now we are going to chain 3 and turn our work. Next is 4 double crochet. So remember, we're skipping this stitch here because that is the stitch that is involved in the chain 3. So we're going to go in the next stitch along and do 1, 2, 3, and the fourth one's kind of going to be on the side there, which will bring our boot up a little bit so it actually starts looking like a boot. Now chain 3 and turn. For this row, 4 double crochet along, again skipping that stitch right there. 1, 2, 3, and the fourth one is going to be in that chain 3 that we did. Now for me personally, I don't like this big gap that you get with the chain 3. Unfortunately, that is the best way that I found to do the pattern, but if you look here, once you get the back on, because we're going to do this twice, you don't see it anymore. So don't worry if you have this big gap, because you won't see it once the pattern is finished. Now what we're going to do is chain 1 and tie off. And that is one side of the boot. So I'm going to go ahead and weave in my ends here. So now what we're going to do next is we're going to need to make 3 more of these. Because the pattern that I have here calls for 2 of them. We're going to stitch 2 of them together. You don't have to stitch 2 of them together if you don't want to. You can just leave it as the 1. But I think it looks a little bit better to have the 2. It feels a little bit thicker and it gets rid of the kind of like see-through stitches that we have here. So if you're going to go ahead and follow along with the pattern, make 1 more of these so that I can show you how to stitch them together. And if you're not, either way you can go ahead and make 1 more of these, and when I'm done with that I'll show you how to attach them together. Okay, so I just finished making my second boot. Now I'm going to show you how to crochet them together. So we're going to take this one and put it on top of that one, and I'm going to go in the corner here, take my pink yarn and tie them together. Now I'm just going to go back in there to create a loop for my hook. And this side is going to be a little bit more difficult to crochet together because there's not really any like stitches that you can distinctly see. So this one you kind of just have to slip stitch along at kind of almost random intervals, making sure that you don't leave too big gaps. Like I don't want to go from here and just jump over here. I don't think it's not gonna hold it together very well. So just kind of weave your way through as best as you can through both sides like this. Pull your yarn through and then slip stitch. Just like that. And in the corners, I recommend you do it twice. You slip stitch in the corners twice because it makes it less rounded for you. Once you get to the bottom, you're going to be able to see the bottom of the stitches, so you'll have a little easier time figuring out where to slip stitch into, as you can see here. And you don't have to slip stitch every single stitch. You can skip one. Or you could do all of them if you really want to. Just like that, going along, grabbing random stitches. And then when you get to the side, it gets really easy. You can definitely see the 2 stitches there. Grab that. And then, like I said, when you get into the corners, I would recommend doing it twice because then it's going to make your ends less rounded. Now you have the option of leaving this top part open if you really want. I'm going to close mine completely up, so I'm going to grab these last few stitches here and slip stitch them together. There we go. Now I'm going to single crochet and cut. And that's how you crochet your two pieces together. And then you're going to repeat this step for the other two. And give me a second to weave in my end and I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so the next step is going to be showing you how to attach them together. This step is also optional. If you want, you can make one of them, you can make a single one of them and put it on your Christmas tree, or you can attach both and make them into a pair. The way that I do this is I go in the corner again and I attach the yarn. Just like that. And then I'm going to cut a little bit off, depending on how low you want them to hang on the tree branch or wherever you're hanging them. And then I'm going to go in the corner of this one, making sure that they are opposite, because I think that looks a little bit better. Could be facing the same way if you wanted, but I'm going to make mine face the opposite direction. And then you just tie it, and there you go. Simple as that. Now you can hang these on your Christmas tree. Another added thing that you could do with these that I think would be a really cute idea is if you wanted to stick a paper clip in the bottom of it, just like the flat side of the paper clip, and had it hanging out here, you can make them into ice skates as well. I just didn't have any paper clips on hand to show you that, but all you have to do is just stick the flat end of the paper clip in there and leave the other end out here, and then you can have ice skates as well. And there you have it. There is your Christmas boot pattern. Hopefully your colors will be a little bit more Christmas festive than mine, but if you want the written pattern, I'm going to have it posted on my blog. The link will be down below. If you want to check out any of the paid patterns that I have, I just recently released this crochet snowman pattern as my last video, and I have the written pattern on my Etsy, which will be linked below as well. Plus I have a bunch of different cool things posted on my Etsy that I would love for you to check out. If you want a 10% off coupon to my Etsy, there's also a link below that you can sign up for my email list and grab that, perfect for Black Friday. And other than that, if you liked the video, like, comment, and subscribe, of course. Comment below if you enjoyed this pattern, if you wanted to see me do anything else, and any suggestions that you had for Christmas related crochet or anything like that. I think that's it. I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.